everybody, welcome back to our channel. It is that time of year when the rhubarb is popping up, and what I usually do with it is turn it into juice. I know a lot of people make rhubarb scones and rhubarb crumble and rhubarb pie and that kind of stuff, which is super delicious, but we don't eat tons of sweets around here, and so it doesn't really feel like the best use of the rhubarb for me. One thing I do love and really consume it when I make it is rhubarb juice. So I used to live in Germany and they sell rhubarb juice in the store. And I've never really seen it in stores in America, but it's really easy to make yourself, and I'm gonna show you how to do it today. It has like a refreshingly bitter taste, and if you add a little bit of like honey or maple syrup to it, it is so delicious. You can also mix it with some soda water, and it's like the perfect summer mocktail. Of course, you could make it not a mocktail if you want, but it's just like that refreshing summer drink that you can drink, you know, any time of day, especially when it's hot. There's something about that like refreshingly bitter taste mixed with the sweetness that is just so delicious and refreshing. Without further ado, let's get to making this rhubarb juice. So the first step, obviously, is to get the rhubarb. So let's do that. So I would love it if somebody would let me know this down in the comments or correct me if I'm wrong, but we moved here to this house maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, 9 years ago, I guess, and the rhubarb plant was already existing in our backyard. And it seems like over the years it's gotten smaller, and so I think rhubarb might be one of those plants that after like 10 years or something you have to replace it because it gets smaller and smaller. I mean, it definitely is like spreading out more, and maybe I should be like fertilizing it and stuff. That probably would help, but I left the smaller rhubarb stalks and just took the bigger ones because the smaller ones have a lot more growing to do, and I am going to chop these off. Don't feed them to the chickens because I'm pretty sure rhubarb leaves are toxic to chickens. And then we're just gonna take these stalks inside, and that's what we're gonna make the juice out of. All right, so now that we are back in the house with our trusty rhubarb stalks, we are going to boil some water. Okay, now that that water is boiling, oh my gosh, you guys, this is so easy. You're gonna be so excited. We're just gonna chop these up super rough because they just have to get boiled. You know what? I'm a mom now, so I don't even feel like cutting these up. I'm just gonna rip them and throw them in. If you're a parent like we are, there's some kind of magic that happens that once you have a kid, you become way more efficient. I'm not super efficient yet with all my different tasks, but there's so many things I just realize what I don't have to do. Like, it literally doesn't even matter if I cut these up versus just like rip them. That's what I'm gonna do. Now we're just gonna let that sucker boil for a while. Super exciting too, because you know that beautiful pink of rhubarb? The juice is that beautiful pink. It's so pretty, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. So I'm just gonna let that boil. The more boiling, the merrier. You can always dilute it a little bit more if you want, but that's what I'm gonna do now, and I'll just show you what it looks like when it gets boiled. All right, I am back in the kitchen, and it really only took about like 10 minutes for the rhubarb to get completely broken down. And when I say broken down, I just put I forgot to film it vertically for a TikTok, so I like did this pathetic one in here, so don't worry about that. I'm like trying to get on the TikTok platform, and it's hard to remember to do things for YouTube and those other social platforms, and YouTube is definitely my priority, but I am trying to get better at just remembering in the moment to do it for the other ones. So anyway, you can see how much it's broken down. Look at that. It's like totally broken down. And remember how I told you guys it has a really beautiful pink color to it? Oh my god, look how pretty it is. So pretty. So now we're gonna pour that sucker through a sieve. I wish I had a bigger one, but I don't, and so it's gonna be kind of annoying, but this works just fine. Now I'm going to put a little bit of honey in it. Ugh, it's just gorgeous. All right, so now that I got the honey in there, I'm going to stick this thing in the fridge to let it cool. And then I'm gonna pour it with some soda water over some ice, and it's going to be so good. Well, it appears that Justin took the SodaStream bottle down to the property, which he's allowed to do, but I would have liked to have used it. If you guys didn't watch my last video about our transition down to our dream property and moving out of this house that we recently sold, you should go and watch that because it's been a really hard transition, but it's not only good with soda water, it's really good just cold by itself. As you guys saw, I put a little bit of honey in there, so it has just a little bit of sweetness, which you probably need because the rhubarb by itself without any kind of sweetener is not super tasty, but with just a little bit of sweetener, it really just tops it off. So I got some ice. Look at that color, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. You guys gotta try this. If you have a rhubarb plant, please don't just make crumble and pies, which are also amazing. Try this juice. You probably don't need to use as many rhubarb stalks as I used. I just wanted to make it a little bit more concentrated so I could water it out if I wanted to. And like I said, I usually just do like half soda water and half rhubarb, so it actually goes a pretty long way, but it is delicious, it is gorgeous, and it is super nutritious and tasty. While I have you guys on here right now, I'm just gonna look up rhubarb nutrition so we know what we're working with here. So rhubarb is super high in vitamin C, a little bit of iron, a little bit of magnesium, lots of calcium actually, which is surprising, crap ton of vitamin K, a lot of vitamin K1, calcium, vitamin C, potassium, and a little bit of folate. So it is really, really good for you, and it is delicious. And if you have rhubarb in your yard, you know that it grows super abundantly in the springtime, and it's such a beautiful plant. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial about how to make rhubarb juice. I hope that you incorporate rhubarb juice in your rhubarb makings from now on. And I would love it if you guys commented below and let me know if you have ever had rhubarb juice, if you're planning on making rhubarb juice, or if you made rhubarb juice and how it went, which is kind of like the first question, I guess. But anyway, I would love to know if you also are a rhubarb juice fan. I would love it if you would subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of exciting things coming down the pipeline in the next, less than the next month. I'm gonna be down at the property almost full time, and I can show you guys everything that's going on. Justin has been trenching in the well water and the utilities, so soon we have the trailer down there is going to be hooked up to the well and the water, which is going to be way easier to go down there with our 2-year-old son. And then I can show you guys what we got going on. So I'd love it if you would hit that subscribe button so you can stay tuned. And with that, cheers.